big man named C.O'Leary representing Japan, growing up in Cronulla in Australia. His backhand's going to look big on these sections. And also Alejo Muniz representing Brazil, represents Argentina as well. You can see that on his shoulder on the graphic on screen.
Back-to-back Challenger Series wins. It seems like Muniz right here, first wave of the event.
Really put himself deep on the point at Punta Roca and starts off with a slashing snap. The Brazilian Fed goes for a nice rooftop float, picking up the pace, keeping that board chattering off the bottom. And now end section right there for Alejo.
And this heat as well. So starts off a couple of pumps. Big first stagger right there, Joe. Love the way he just buried the rail on the first turn. Right here, this is the speedy section of Punta Roca, though. Has to whitewater foam climb that one. Then a second one, and then took him a little while to get back to the open face, but made sure he got the completion. It's going to be both a good starting point for him and for our judges. And the majority of the points going to come from the first turn. Real strong one right there. Joe really digs the rail, buries it all the way. And as you mentioned, not only is he having to gain that speed down the line here.
World number 5 on his opener, Rio Waida. First turn out the back. Nice speed float. Great energy and flow through that wrapping turn. Setup work. Small inside corner that he will throw down a 3 and kick out.
And we're still running on the beach, doing a lot of drills over there. Looking at his first wave, a lot of speed. These floaters are going to be massive throughout the event, especially if it stays around the same size. Beautiful blowtail, kind of releases the fins. And then right here, a maneuver that you don't necessarily see too much on the Championship Tour. Nice little variation and addition right there. Won't score a lot of points, but it's definitely different. That speed management, though, especially for somebody like him who depends on his speed to succeed, Joe, it is crucial. And that snap right there, patented maneuver by Rio Waida.
Well done to Rio, maxing out the scoring potential, that old 360.
He's looking for stardom, Joe, and it seems like he's going to get going right here under priority of everybody else, too.
Rio, just a little racetrack. Let's see if he can get around the corner. It's just an up and downs. He's had 2 of those now. Waida now. Top turn, speed turn, then a little tap in the whitewater. Foam climb, making him really earn it. Finds the pocket in the bowl there for a vertical. Another float. The Indonesian hammers it. Great read on the finishing move.
Solid attempt, though, and then Rio, much cleaner wave. I mean, you can immediately see first, second wave of the set. So much difference on the cleanliness of it. Just a setup snap, and right here gets to work. Little tap, comes around it, and I really like the execution of this last turn right here, Joe, in the pocket. That's what this wave forces you to do. You have to come from behind the section and really use the fade to your advantage. Beautiful stuff right there with the excellent combination from Rio Waida.
Big major that you loved here, Mitch.
A lot of speed, and you mentioned him coming from Mulhouse, but just as good on the forehand too, Joe. His read has been impeccable so far in this heat. And we're not talking about major scores, but these scores should be enough to move him up into first place.
That decided that they were just going to park it right here in perfection. Surfing a lot of these waves. Very uncrowded for decades. As we look at Alejo moving through that first snap off the lip. Uses that whitewater coping well in the second effort. There's that drop the bottom. Fin throw reverse.
And out for him, so holding on to priority as we expected. This wave, though, first of the set, had to go under priority. Major maneuvers on the outside right there, especially when you consider a little chop on the face and then goes for the air. He pulls that, and we're looking at the best score. The execution of speed, excellent by Waida.
C.O'Leary trying to force his first wave here. A little bit sloppy, and he'll step off. So holding priority for a while. Got a .3. Tried to put himself in the mix there.
A lot of speed surfing down the line. He's won in Latin America before, too, outside of Brazil over there in Ecuador at a wave that is similar to this, Joe.
As we see a paddle from C.O'Leary. Small wave, and he is still thinking about committing. He will now, swiping it off the whitewater and stepping off. So a tough start for Connor. .3 and a 2. City El Salvador pro, Alejo Muniz way up the point. Hammering that first section, recovers from that little glitch into a solid slash through the lip. Moving so quickly down the line, and looks like he is focusing on a big whip into reverse. You can see all those little boils popping up around him. to take this wave, Mitch.
Yeah, at this point, it was the right decision to do because you're in third priority. You're trying to get something on the board and extend your positioning in second. Great combination right there, but he gets to work at the back end of this wave. Little down the line snap, and I really like the speed and the energy coming out of this air right there.
Really close to the fins of that surfboard and able to maintain control. More open face, though, for Rio Waida as he's transitioning through now 3 maneuvers. The Indonesian loading up and hits it well in the pocket. Draws it out a bit further. Nice pace and tempo as this face just opens up for Waida. Drills it again off the lip. Running after a ramp. Tail high. Nice, easy rotation.
Great stuff. But of course, at least 2 times bigger. This wave right there has to go over Mama Roca, is Rio. But not only the combination, the use of the speed and the management of the speed right here, Joe. Beautiful turn right there in the pocket. Making sure he's always right next to the whitewater. And I feel like this combination at the end is going to get major credit, especially with just the extra spice he got with this air right here at the end. Made sure not overthrow it, but pull it right enough. And, of course, the claim right there at the end for the first and only Indonesian surfer to qualify for the World Championship Tour. Good pop on this one, Joe, but once again, his key to success on this wave, speed management so far by the surfer from Bali.
He's really creative with his airs. He can go a lot of different directions. It's never just a repeat punt that he's throwing down. For world number 5, Connor comes off a snap. Big section. Great wave selection for O'Leary. Whips it over the whitewater. Another speed float. Just trying to create some space, playing catch-up. Ends up having to drill the whitewater section. Looking like Connor's best so far. He can kind of feel his way through sections. That one a bit different than what we've been seeing lately. And this was Connor's.
And presenting something different. The only goofy footer out there in the water. Difficult wave to surf with a little bit more chatter on the face. But solid combination. And as you said, this is a tough section. He had to readjust right there and settle for that turn, but had to push through it. So wasn't necessarily the most perfect of waves, Joe. He surfed it great, though. And look at this. Through that section right there, and that's really just coming down to his strength and his ability to put his body in the right place at the right time. That should be a good score, and it'll get him right back into this heat.
He has that ability to get there very quickly. Now we've got a racetrack for Waida, going to the air and getting stuck.
Be having a look at another one right here, Joe.
Nice wide open face. Waida feeling the flow, punching out the fins towards the beach.
It seems like Muniz now.
Carved to tail slide for Alejo. Hits it off the lip, driving off the bottom, and just throws a little dagger in the guts of the wave. And punching out the finish is Alejo Muniz. Now playing with some whitewater. O'Leary's finding a finish.
Wow.
There's that crazy under the lip hook that he has. And already some great celebrations this morning.
Yeah, by all 3 of them, too. The commitment to these sections right in the pocket. But O'Leary on the outside, much bigger waves, steeper sections. Finish from Muniz is great, but just look at how top to bottom Connor's wave was, especially right at the beginning. Strong combo right here at the end, and the passion comes out from both guys. Should be a great exchange, and we're probably going to see some big numbers from both of them. Once again, though, goofy footers in the pocket, Joe. You mentioned it. There's a getaway for them. O'Leary's made the quarters before. He's looking to make it at least there once again.
Gosh, some absolute hammers on the back end. And what a great momentum wave as we have a racetrack. Big speed line float from Rio Waida. Blasting it off the lip. Setting up his third turn. Some water to the sky. And now getting down the line with some momentum.
Wow.
Tail drift. He gets stuck. Falls on the last 3 waves from Rio Waida.
Positioning is going to keep him off of the best wave to come in these next 3.5. But Muniz trying to break away.
Little deep. He'll just step off. As we see a paddle now, and the man with priority, Connor O'Leary, saw something in this wave to improve on a 5.5. Some speed floats to catch up to it. Ended up being a mistake. Didn't see much scoring potential there. Alejo now in motion. Needs a 6.77 to move into the top 2. Throws the double grab punt. Big slashing turn, but it's another small section. Still chasing, and that one's going to leave him behind. Hard working surfer there. as he paddles back out. We've got a rider up, though. It's second place in this heat at the moment, Rio Waida. Fading cut back, pushing harder in the pocket on the second turn. Driving into that section, throwing some water. Smaller wave, but surfing it well. Always has that spring in his step where he can go above the lip on a moment's notice, too. And Rio getting a ride into the beach. Connor looking to see if he did everything right to keep his lead out front. A 6 and a 5.5.
He just needed to get things going and be on the right wave, and huge comeback win for him and for Rio Waida. Number 5 in the world. Keeps the momentum going. Muniz, we're going to see him in the ER, Joe.